Hello everybody, wee Paddy from across the shock here. Just a wee short video tonight. This video I entitled Ganzo versus Sanrenmu, and there's the two knives in front of you there. The bottom one, which is the Ganzo, is a G623S, and the top one is a Sanrenmu, which is a 6029. The Sanrenmu is made with 8CR14 and the Ganzo is steel of some sort. I bought this thinking it was going to be the same standard as the rest of the Ganzo knives I've got. Now, it wasn't Gearbest, it was one of the other ones I got it from. It costs between, I think it was I've seen it anywhere between sort of $4 and $8 delivered. The Sanrenmu was $6 delivered, which is sort of under a fiver for both of them for me. But I'm going to give you a little rundown of which one I would buy. And you all know I'm a Ganzo fanboy, but you might be interested in this one. So what I'll do is I'll give you a quick, I'll get my new ruler out, and I'll let you see what size they are. The Ganzo is overall just under 4.5 inches, just over 11 centimeters. The cutting blade itself is about 1 3/4, which is about 4.5 centimeters. And the Sanrenmu is just over 5 inches with 13 centimeters. And the cutting blade is right on 2 inches, just over 5 centimeters. Now, weights. What about weights? Shall we see what weight they are? Why not? While we're here, we may as well. I say this is going to be a short review, short and sweet. So in grams, the Sanrenmu is 31 and the little Ganzo is 14. So it's about half the weight. That was well worked out, wasn't it? Right, come on, ounces, there we go. In ounces, that is, the wee Ganzo's about 0.5 of an ounce. And the Sanrenmu is 1.1. So, the Sanrenmu is substantially heavier, a bit longer, better blade steel. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm not going to talk about this one very long at all. This wee Ganzo, which I'll take this out of the way just for the moment and then we'll get rid of this, is, oh, sorry, I just knocked the camera. This wee Ganzo is trying to copy the Ladybug. Okay. I honestly believe this is actually dangerous. And I say I paid $4 for it delivered. The blade, if I can show you, it actually bends horrendously. I'm not putting any pressure on that. It just floats about. There's not much up and down, but because it's a backlock, but that blade just bends. I would be frightened of that snapping. I wouldn't give this to my worst enemy to use. So to be honest with you, I'm not even going to talk about it. It's the first Ganzo that I've got that I've been disappointed with. That's a typical, what they would have said, Chinese crap knife. Very, very poor blade steel, very poorly constructed and made. Wouldn't advise it whatsoever. It's dangerous. In fact, if you've got young kids and they're looking online to get that, I would actually stop them because, trust me, it's serrated, not very sharply either. But it is quite sharp at the end here, and they could do themselves damage. I genuinely really don't recommend that. First time ever I've ever not liked the Ganzo. So there's a first time for everything, but that is dangerous. It's bendy and dangerous. That brings me back to this little offering, and we'll bring this Ladybug back in. I talked in my last video that I'd give my wife the Ladybug. Then I got this little knife for myself, and I got it to put in joggers, just to run the bottom of pants around the house. My wife seen it. She wanted to have a go at it. She liked it better because it had a liner lock. She found it easier to work. She's got arthritis in her hands. So the back lock is a bit stiff on the Spyderco, as you know. So the liner lock was much easier for her to do. That's a wee liner lock there. It's good and thick. It's not just a wee skinny liner lock. It's, you know, it feels like a firm knife. 8CR14 sharpens up a dream, and with a 2-inch cutting, it's a much better little knife that you can do more with that than actually you can with this. Although the blade steel, obviously VG10's much better. This is a much lighter knife, much better quality. But, you know, over here, this can cost me $40, where this cost me $6 delivered, you know what I mean? So this is the one I'm going to go for tonight. This is the one I'm going to let you have a look around. Look at that lovely swedge in the top. The work that went into a $6 knife. It's G10 scales, which have quite a bit of grip on them. They're all Torx bits, you know, all Torx screws, I should say. Thumb studs are very cute on both sides. The liner lock is very good. You can, he said, flick it out. It's a bit difficult. I would use 2 fingers, but it is a lovely little knife. If you see round it, it's got the back spacer there. I think that's just plastic. And on the inside, it's not milled out, but you've seen the weight. There's no weight on it at all. But it's easy to be cleaned out. There is a little pocket clip on the back if you would ever need it. Once I finish with this video, I'll be taking that off, because this will only ever be thrown in the bottom of my my jeans, to maybe as a secondary knife, or the bottom of my joggers when I'm running about the house. But the 2-inch blade, it sharpens up lovely. Good point to it. So really handy. You could actually put it in your key ring if you wanted. Folded. I never give you a folded. Folded, let me see. Folded, it is 3 inches. So it would go on any wee key ring quite comfortably. But I have to say now, my wife's been using it for about 2 or 3 weeks now, and she loves it. She absolutely loves it. I haven't had to resharpen it. She would use it in her sewing room for cutting material, and half the time she'll cut it on top of the wooden bench. But 8CR14, great wee steel. Haven't had to sharpen it yet. But I would say, you know, I will do shortly. It'll not last as long as the VG10 off her Ladybug. So, there we go. For the first time ever, I think if you see these wee tiny Ladybug Ganzos, I would honestly stay away from them. I hate telling people that, but I really would. That to me is really dangerous. It's just pinned construction, and it's not pinned well at all. I wish you could even, it's just, can you hear it? It's so loose that I'd be frightened of, especially a youngster getting one and cutting themselves badly with it, because I believe it would just snap if you put it under any stress whatsoever. So, there we go. It's the Sanrenmu 6029 that wins tonight's battle. And I highly recommend it. I've ordered one for myself, to be honest. Even though I've got my Ladybug back, I've ordered this one for myself because I actually quite like the 2-inch blade, which is probably similar to the, is it Dragonfly? I haven't got one. The Dragonfly, is it about a 2-inch blade? I think it is, somewhere around there. But no, the 2-inch blade is a much more useful blade around the house, and would do a wee bit more work. So, there we go, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you shortly with another video. Take care, all the very best, Paddy.